Few lives have shaped modern culture the way Oprah Winfrey's has. She is not merely a television host or billionaire entrepreneur. She is a symbol of endurance, compassion, and transformation. Her story, from the red soil of Mississippi to the highest echelons of fame, is one of profound struggle and transcendent victory. Oprah didn't just build a career, she built a movement, one rooted in empathy, truth, and the belief that no beginning is too humble to rewrite destiny. A childhood of hardship and hope. Oprah Gail Winfrey was born on January 29, 1954, in Kosciuszko, Mississippi, to teenage parents who were barely able to care for themselves. Her early life was marked by poverty, instability, and separation. Raised primarily by her grandmother, Hattie Mae, in a small farmhouse with no running water, Oprah's childhood was difficult, yet transformative. Amid the harshness of rural poverty, her grandmother gave her the greatest gift imaginable: literacy. By age 3, Oprah could read the Bible aloud in church, her tiny voice already carrying the conviction that would one day move nations. Those early years taught her that while the world could take away possessions, it could never take away her voice. The turbulent years and turning point. When Oprah was sent to live with her mother in Milwaukee, her life became more unstable. Her mother worked long hours, and the absence of supervision left young Oprah vulnerable and lonely. These years were filled with pain and confusion, experiences that left lasting emotional scars. Yet even in those dark times, she found refuge in education, books, and the power of expression. By 14, overwhelmed and lost, she was sent to live with her father, Vernon Winfrey, in Nashville. Though strict, he gave her structure, discipline, and the belief that she could achieve greatness through hard work. Under his guidance, she found her footing again, excelling in school, winning speech contests, and discovering her gift for communication. It was the beginning of a transformation that would change her life forever. From local radio to national spotlight. At 17, Oprah entered the Miss Black Tennessee pageant, an experience that unexpectedly launched her into broadcasting. Winning the title earned her a part-time job at a local radio station, WVOL, where her natural voice and authenticity caught listeners' attention. Within 2 years, she became the youngest and first black female news anchor at WLAC-TV in Nashville. But success didn't come easy. She arrived to work in borrowed shoes and second-hand clothes, often skipping meals to save money. Behind her confident smile was a young woman who had learned to push through exhaustion, fear, and doubt. Yet every broadcast strengthened her resolve. The girl who once read the Bible in a wooden church was now learning to speak to the world, breaking barriers in television. In 1978, Oprah moved to Baltimore to co-host People Are Talking, a local talk show that became an instant hit. Her warmth, empathy, and ability to connect made her unlike any television personality before her. She didn't just interview guests. She felt with them. She cried, laughed, and listened in a way that made viewers feel understood. Her style was raw, emotional, and real, breaking through the polished facade of traditional television. After 8 years of relentless work, she caught the attention of producers in Chicago who offered her a struggling morning show called AM Chicago. In just months, she turned it into the city's top-rated program, overtaking Phil Donahue, the undisputed king of daytime TV. The birth of a cultural phenomenon. By 1986, The Oprah Winfrey Show was launched nationally. What began as a local talk show became the heartbeat of America. For 25 years, Oprah's stage became a sanctuary where people from every walk of life shared their stories, sought forgiveness, and found healing. Her compassion created space for vulnerability on national television, something no one else dared to do. She spoke about race, identity, relationships, trauma, and hope with honesty that transcended fame. To millions, she became not just a host, but a confidant. And through that authenticity, she built an empire that reshaped entertainment and culture. Building an empire with purpose is success brought power, and Oprah wielded it with purpose. Through Harpo Productions, she took ownership of her brand, producing not only her show, but films and spin-offs that launched the careers of others, including Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz. She also made her mark in Hollywood with performances in The Color Purple and Beloved, roles that reflected her deep empathy for human suffering. When she ended her show in 2011 after 25 years, she pivoted into her next great challenge, launching the Oprah Winfrey Network, OWN. Though the beginning was rocky, she turned it around with characteristic determination. OWN became a hub for stories of healing, spirituality, and empowerment, cementing Oprah's evolution from entertainer to visionary. The power and price of visibility. Behind the dazzling success was an often invisible toll. Oprah faced intense scrutiny over her weight, her emotions, and her influence. For years, tabloids mocked her body, dissecting every fluctuation with cruel fascination. Her vulnerability on air, once her greatest strength, was sometimes weaponized against her. Yet she turned even that pain into power. Her honesty about health and self-worth gave countless others permission to embrace imperfection. "Turn your wounds into wisdom," she often said, and she lived that truth daily. Every public struggle became a lesson in resilience. Every criticism became fuel for growth. The personal battles and quiet triumphs. Oprah's life has been marked by profound personal loss, the passing of her brother Jeffrey, her half-sister Pat, and later, both of her parents. Each loss carved a deeper sense of empathy within her, reminding her that even the most powerful people cannot escape grief. Yet she has always turned sorrow into service. Her philanthropy grew from that well of compassion, giving shape to a legacy built not on wealth, but on giving. Through the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa, she provided hundreds of young women with the education she once dreamed of. At Morehouse College, she funded scholarship for Black men who now proudly call themselves Oprah men. To her, success has always meant lifting others as you rise. Love beyond convention. In love, Oprah found stability with Stedman Graham, her partner of nearly 4 decades. Their relationship has endured not through public spectacle, but through quiet understanding and mutual respect. They chose not to marry, not out of fear, but freedom. Oprah once said marriage could have changed the delicate balance of their bond. And so, they chose a different path, one built on loyalty and choice, renewed every day. Together they've crafted a life defined not by convention, but by trust, a partnership that reflects Oprah's deepest truth. Love must never come at the cost of self. A battle with time and self. Even as she entered her 70s, Oprah continued to confront new challenges, including the realities of aging and health. After undergoing knee surgery in 2021, she rebuilt herself physically and mentally. walking miles daily and embracing fitness not as vanity but as victory. In 2023, she spoke openly about using medical support for weight management, sparking national conversation. Her willingness to confront personal issues publicly reminded the world that vulnerability is not weakness. It is strength in its purest form. A life measured in meaning today, Oprah Winfrey stands not just as a billionaire or media mogul, but as one of the most influential human beings of her time. Her story is not about perfection. It is about perseverance. She taught the world that it's possible to come from nothing and still give everything. From pain, she created purpose. From rejection, she built revolution. Her legacy is not measured in ratings or riches, but in lives transformed. The final chapter. A torch that still burns. At 71, Oprah no longer chases the spotlight. It follows her. Through her book club podcasts and rare interviews, she continues to guide, teach, and inspire. Her influence stretches across generations, proof that authenticity never ages. In her quiet Montecito mornings, she no longer measures success by applause, but by peace. She has turned survival into art, wounds into wisdom, and fame into service. The girl who once walked barefoot in Mississippi now walks the earth as one of its most luminous souls. Closing reflection. Oprah Winfrey's journey reminds us that greatness is not about how far you rise, but how deeply you heal within yourself and within others. Her story began in hunger and ended in abundance, began in silence and ended in a chorus of voices she helped awaken. She is proof that empathy can build empires, that resilience can rewrite destiny, and that even after the harshest storms, a heart that chooses to love will always find its way home. If her story has ever moved you, if her courage, kindness, or words ever gave you strength, let that be your tribute, to rise, to give, to endure. Because the truest legacy of Oprah Winfrey is not her wealth or fame. It is the belief she gave to the world that no matter where you begin, you can still become extraordinary.